for Trish by Liz Ray. Illustrated by Cheryl Mendenhall. It's a pet parade, said Josh. It will be like a show. Let's get our pets and go together. I will bring my dog, said Kim. My cat can come with me, said Matt. I will bring my fish, said Josh. Trish looked sad. I do not have a pet, she said. That's too bad, said Kim. Can you get a pet? Asked Josh. I can't buy a pet, Trish said, but I will think of something. Trish walked through town. She saw all the pets get ready for the parade. Mr. Nash brushed Shep. Ms. Roth put a thin red sash on Beth. I wish I had a pet, thought Trish. She went on a path to the pond. Trish sat under a big tree. 6 ducks splashed in the pond. Trish tossed them a snack. The ducks snapped it up. Do you want this? Trish asked them. She put a bit more on the path. The ducks ate it. Trish got up to go. The ducks followed her. Trish went to the parade. All the kids were in it. I have pets, Trish yelled. The ducks are my pets, just for now. Then they will go back to the pond, said Trish. But I can walk in the pet parade with them.
A Show We Love by Judy Spivak. Illustrated by Sally Jo Vitsky. Good friends went to see a show at school. Look, said Dan, I always wanted to play the drums too. Look, said Lil, I always wanted to sing songs too. Look, said Pam, I always wanted to dance, too. Soon the show was over. Pam's mother and father took them home. We can put on a show, said Pam. I would love to play drums, said Dan. I would love to sing, said Lil. I would love to dance, said Pam. We can make some lights, said Lil. The good friends put on a show at noon. They had fun.
A Space Race by Janine Scott. Illustrated by Julia Gorton. Table of Contents. Chapter 1. The Plan. Page 2. Chapter 2. Off They Go. Page 6. Chapter 3. A Little Help, page 10. Chapter 1. The Plan. Rick and Rose's friendship began as soon as Rick moved next door. He had moved with his family to Mars, the red planet, from Pluto. "Let's have a space race," said Rose. "I want to test my new Saturn 5000 bike." Rick worried that he couldn't go as fast as Rose could go. "My Pluto 3000 will never keep up with your new bike," said Rick. "You'll just pedal faster," said Rose. "Anyway, I would never leave you behind. Friends don't do that." "Let's bring along some lunch for the trip," suggested Rick. There were delicious things on the table to choose from. They took some bottles of orange water that were on the table, too. "We better put our roam from home beepers on our shoes," said Rose. "Better safe than sorry," she added. "Then, if we get lost, our families will be able to find us." "And don't forget your bike light," said Rick. "Of course not," said Rose. "We can't go anywhere without bike lights." The two friends put on their safety helmets. "Let's race to Earth. There are beautiful birds and enormous bears there," said Rick. "Birds and bears are fine," said Rose. "But I want to see the great red spot of Jupiter that I've always heard about." "This time Jupiter, next time Earth," said Rick, planning ahead. "For sure," said Rose. Chapter 2. Off they go. Rose pushed the rocket booster button on her Saturn 5000. She shot off like a comet. Rose headed toward Jupiter. The space race was on. "Wait for me!" Rick cried out. Rick pushed his rocket booster. When Rose turned left, Rick followed. When she went up, Rick did too. They had a lot of fun space racing, but they forgot to keep an eye on their rocket boosters. Suddenly, they felt their bikes losing power. "How will we ever get home?" Rick called out. He was very worried. "Without power from the rocket boosters, we have no lights. Without lights, we'll never find our way back to Mars. I guess there's only one thing to do." Rick and Rose slowly pedaled down to the moon's surface. It was just below them. The glow from the moon lit the way. Once on the moon, Rose and Rick talked about what to do. They agreed that they were not ready to use their roam from home beepers just yet. Then they heard a deep but gentle voice. "Hello," said a man wearing a silver suit and a small black hat. The friends were speechless. They had heard about the man in the moon, but never expected to meet him. Chapter 3. A Little Help. The man in the moon asked if Rose and Rick were lost. "We're not lost," said Rose. Then she explained what had happened. The man listened patiently. Then he said, "I'll run and get just what you need." In a few seconds, he returned with 2 white balls about the size of oranges. "These will help you get home," said the man. Once again, Rose and Rick were speechless. "Well, hurry now and try them," said the man, smiling. "Please stop fooling," said Rick politely. "We have a serious problem and no time to bounce balls." "No," said the man. "You are mistaken. These are not balls. They are mini moons. Mini moons? Asked Rose. Yes, said the man. I always keep some for emergencies. They will light your way. The man put the mini moons on their bikes. Then he showed Rick and Rose how to turn on the mini moons. After their lesson, Rose said, I think we should go now. Thanks for your help. Rose and Rick waved as they started off. Without rocket booster power, they had to pedal with all their might. The man was right. The mini moons lit the way. There's no place like home, said Rick when they finally landed back on Mars. Rose agreed. Then she said, So this time it was the moon. Next time Jupiter? No, said Rick. This time it was the moon. Next time Earth, said Rick. We'll see, Rose said.